Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to day 90 of my 100-day Live Your Dreams vlog series. So if you're someone who has a dream and you want to make it come true and you're not quite sure how to get started, or you've already started taking action but you're feeling lost and confused, you don't know if this is the right thing for you, well, you're not alone in this journey because I've been in this for many years now, and I'm here to share whatever I've learned along the way in the hopes that it can help you better frame what you're going through such that you can move forward powerfully and take action towards manifesting whatever it is that really matters to you, fulfilling your dreams, pursuing your passion, and creating that worthy and meaningful purpose for your life. If you have any questions about this, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. So the past couple of days, I shared a little bit about how the experiences in our life are part of our creation. And that is because we are never fully present to what is really going on around us, but rather our past experiences kind of shape and color and taint our perception of what's going on around us at the moment. And part of our ability to get present to what's really going on around us is to really be able to get connected with ourselves and to get present with what's going on inside us at any given time. And that requires us to disconnect from technology and the distractions in our life and really just take time to get to know yourself better and to get more in touch with yourself. And there's a danger in doing this because sometimes when people get to know themselves better, they insist that this is who they are and they refuse to accept that there is a possibility for change. Because as human beings, somehow we have this aversion towards change. We think that we are supposed to reach a certain level in life and then kind of just stay there. In terms of our personality and who we are as well, we may have unconsciously have this sort of expectation. But the reality is that we're changing all the time. And as human beings, I think part of the journey is that we change and we adapt and we evolve as we go along the way. So I see this journey, a lot of it more like, yes, this is me and I accept who I am and this is who I am right now. And tomorrow, who knows what I'm going to be, but I'm still going to accept myself anyway. Or at least I'm going to learn to accept myself and whatever changes that come along. Because acceptance of ourselves, especially when we evolve over time, it does take time as well to adjust and accept the new version of ourselves. But I will say that it does get a lot easier over time when you have repeated this process many, many times. And for me, I like to do this by challenging any of the patterns that I've noticed about myself. So any behaviors that I notice that I keep repeating, or any patterns that keep running in my life, the moment I notice them, I would start to want to take action to go against them, just to see what new data I can get about myself and why am I so attached to having this certain pattern or having this certain behavior in my life. So today I wanted to share one of these experiences for me and what I've been starting to realize from it as well. So I'm the kind of person that I don't really like to ask for help. I tend to want to do everything on my own, and if there's something that I don't know, I would want to just go online and look for the answers myself instead of asking someone who I think might actually know the answer to tell me. So part of this came about because I started cultivating a more independent sense of, okay, if there's things that I need to figure out, I want to figure them out on my own first, and then only if I really need help, then I go look for help. So help to me becomes like the last resort whenever it comes to something that I want to do. Even if someone offers it to me, I would probably refuse it and I would not accept it. And in some scenarios, I also started thinking that most people would not be able to help me. And so even when people offer to help, I just automatically assume they're not going to be able to do it, and I would just turn them down anyway. Well, politely, of course. So recently I completed my very first stop motion paper cut animation, and it's something that I'd never done before, and it was a huge learning curve for me, but at the same time I just kind of did it my usual way of just doing whatever works according to what I know. And that resulted, of course, in a lot of trial and error, in a lot of having to repeat certain things again because I would mess up something and then I have to reshoot a whole bunch of pictures in order to correct that mistake. And I have a friend who is an animator, a very experienced animator, and he would ask me about my animation and whether I need any help. and I basically keep saying no as per my usual pattern. And then now I'm actually working on my second animation. And once again, he is asking if I need any help, and he's saying, I really want to help you work this out. So basically, he really wants to help me handle some of the technical aspects of the animation. Not so much that he would do it, but more like he would show me how to do it and like tips and tricks in order to be more effective and more efficient with the process. Things like, prep work, some of the technical jargon or whatever when it comes to animation. Stuff that I don't normally care about. And I was kind of like, well, I don't really want to accept help because that's my usual pattern. And then I went, okay, since I'm always saying no when people want to help me, maybe this time I should just say yes and see what happens. So I said, okay, fine, I'm gonna let him help me, and I agreed to his help. So I put together my storyboards, I crafted out the story of what this animation is going to be, and then I brought it to him to get his input and ideas, and I found that this was such a difficult time for me because every single thing in me that does not like me accepting help came up in this process. And it was all these feelings that I'm not good enough, or feelings that I'm useless and stupid and that's why I have to ask for help. And this sense of like knowing less than this other person, even though intellectually I know that obviously I know less than him when it comes to animation because he has many more years of experience and training in it, and I have like zero. Well, I have one film that I did 1.5 months ago. And yeah, but I noticed all these things coming up in me, and obviously this is an emotional reaction that comes from my past experiences that are affecting the current experience of this learning session that I have with him right now. But by the end of the 2 hours that we spent talking about the animation and technical stuff, and me trying not to feel like I'm useless and stupid and beating myself up for it, at the end of the 2 hours, what I learned was obviously more options and ideas that I could use when it comes to executing this animation. But more importantly, what I took away from this session was realizing that people need different ways of connecting with each other. And that is how friendships are built, that is how relationships are made, and that is how people connect. And if I'm always insisting on doing things my way, and insisting on not letting people help me. I mean, of course I'm not saying I'm not gonna let like every single person out there in the world help me, but this is someone that I trust as a friend, and this is someone that has the experience, the relevant experience that could really help me with my project. And so when I accepted his help, I realized that added another layer to our friendship that wasn't there before, because now we have something else that we can connect over. And really, life is all about these kinds of connections. Life is all about the relationships that we form with people, and the friendships that we make, and the conversations that we have around the things that really matter to us. So from this experience, my world started to expand a little bit more, and not just in the realm of my art and the possible direction it could take, but also the friendship that I have with this person, because now we have an added thing that connects us, and that creates more bonding in our friendship and more conversation and more connection as a result. So yeah, if there's something that you feel that you're very fixated on, and you notice a certain pattern about yourself that you keep repeating, and a certain behavior that you keep repeating, and you're refusing for whatever reason to let go of that, start taking little actions to just go against that and do something opposite of that, and see what you can learn from that experience. It will be uncomfortable, you will be very triggered, and you will want to run away and avoid things. But at the end of it, I think if we stay open to the possibilities that are there, that really gives us added dimension to our life. It enriches the relationships that we have with people, and ultimately it's about us discovering more about ourselves that we otherwise wouldn't have seen before, which is really important when it comes to pursuing our dreams and living the life that you've always wanted, and creating that worthy and meaningful purpose for yourself and making your dreams come true. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links, which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. And I'll see you tomorrow.